Hello, my name is Victoria Joel. I just want to share my opinion quickly on surrogacy, whether it's biblical or not. Just to share my opinion on that. To me, I don't think surrogacy is really biblical. Because some women, they complain when they're not getting a child at a certain age. Like some people may be getting towards their menopause and they'll not be having a child, or people getting old yet no sign of pregnancy, or some people may have some complications that they may not have they cannot have a child, all those kind of things. But I believe that in Christianity, God can work wonders. Whether you have reached the state of menopause, or whether you're old, or whether you have complications, God can break through human protocol. There's nothing God cannot do. That's what I believe. Because like we're looking at surrogacy, it's not really a natural conception. You know, it's not coming naturally to the way God has designed it to be. God who created the human body has the power to work wonders, has the power to give you a child when you are not fit to have children. When we look at the issue of Sarah, people think that, surrogacy is right by what Sarah did in the Bible. When she saw that no child was coming, she was getting old, she's probably switched to state of menopause or past that, and she told her husband, go and lay with my maid Hagar, and I'll bear children by her. And Abraham agreed to that. But God promised them a child before that incident, but did not believe in the God that gave them a promise that they'll have a child from their own body. Yet they went for another option by sleeping with their maid in order to have children by her. But at the end of the day, God fulfilled his promise in the life of Abraham and Sarah and gave them a child in old age. He gave them a child when they have passed the age of conception. That is the favor we have in Christianity. We believe in a God that can work wonders, whether you have complications or not. So people think that surrogacy is right by this, but it's not. When we're looking to what surrogacy is, the way I will put it is that surrogacy is like a way of getting a child through a third party. Like the baby is not directly coming from you or your spouse, like together. They are getting a child from someone else that chooses to carry the baby for you. Like surrogacy is an assisted reproductive system. When someone cannot give birth naturally, they use this assisted, system to get children, which is not natural. Someone has to consent in giving you a child, assist you in giving you a child, not because you can produce a baby naturally. Because so a woman has to consent that, I'll carry the baby for you by a man giving his sperm to the woman, either through sexual intercourse or through an instrument called such as a syringe. By giving the woman your sperm, to carry the baby for you, not because your wife cannot produce a child for you. So as a man, you're sharing your sperm with someone that is not your wife to have a child, not because your wife cannot have a child naturally. So in that context, surrogacy is wrong. It's not a natural means of getting a child. You're getting a child through another person that you're not married to. So I'll believe that instead of trying to look for other means of getting children, then just adopt. Because even surrogacy has its own risks, like IVF. It's also risky. So surrogacy is not a natural conception; it's artificial. The baby is not born naturally. It's not born for. It's not coming from you. So for me, it's best for you to adopt, children, than to be having to give birth to a child, through a third party, so to someone else that's not your spouse, not because you want to like a baby from your own body, which is not actually from your own body. just adopt children if that's the best option. That is the better option, I believe, than trying to go to surrogacy or IVF or any other kind of assisted, reproductive systems. But I still believe God can do miracles. He can do wonders, and still give children to those who are not fit to have children, to those who have passed, their menopause. God can still work wonders. Yeah, so that's my own opinion. Hope you're blessed. Thank you for your time.